He's cunning. He's vicious. He's a force to be reckoned with. Julius Caesar.
A man whose dream was to take control of the most powerful empire in the world. To do so, Caesar committed many heinous acts, but none compared to the Gallic Wars.
After Caesar became a newly elected consul, he felt the need to impress the Senate and everyone else.
Julius Caesar was a very ambitious man and excelled in everything he did. This included his expansion efforts. He wanted to expand everywhere and anywhere, and this also involved territories in which he did not own.
Caesar planned to expand to the rest of Europe, and when he began conquering in the south of modern-day France, he encountered people he referred to as barbarians. However, these people are better known as the Gauls.
The Gauls, as referred to in history, actually encompassed a small group of tribes throughout modern-day France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. They were very strong people with handmade, non-mass-produced weapons, unlike the Romans who had the mass-produced gladius. In 1390 BCE, they had successfully plundered the city of Rome, which left a bit of bad blood between them and the Roman peoples.
When Caesar encountered these tribes in France, he refused to show them any mercy.
Thus began the Gallic Wars. The Gallic Wars began with the Battle of Bibracte, which led to the Battle of Vosges, which led to the Battle of Sabis, which led to the Battle of Morpeth-en-Gulf, which led to a series of unsuccessful revolts by the Gauls, which led to the Battle of Gergovia, which led to the Battle of Latenia Passorium, which led to the most important battle of them all, the Battle of Alesia.
After many crushing defeats, Vercingetorix, the son of the deceased Gaul leader, decided it was his time to rise up, and he was set on revenge. Abandoning all tactics, Vercingetorix attacked Caesar and his army head-on, while Caesar made his way down the south of France. After a fearsome battle, Vercingetorix and his army retreated, successfully luring Caesar to the hilltops of Alesia. Upon his arrival, Caesar developed a brilliant military tactic to end the Gallic Wars once and for all. His plan to build an 11-mile-long, 12-foot-tall wall around the fortress of Alesia. The space between the wall and the fortress would be filled with traps, trenches, and other dangers to prevent the Gauls from reaching the wall. This tactic was called circumvallation and was used in order to starve the Gauls trapped in Alesia. However, this was not enough to stop Vercingetorix. He was able to send a small team of his people to go through Caesar's obstacles and go get reinforcements to help them later on. This did not deter Caesar, however, because, yet again, he had another solution. His plan to build another wall. This time, it was used to keep out the 248,000 incoming allies of Vercingetorix. However, there was a small flaw in the second wall. It was unable to completely wrap around as there was a small hill that prevented them from building. Therefore, a hole was left in a section of the wall. Caesar was not at all bothered by this inconsistency in his plan and decided to continue with the wall as proposed. At this point, Vercingetorix's food supply was slowly disappearing. Because of this, Vercingetorix decided to send out the women, children, and a few of his wounded men in hope that Caesar would let them pass or take them as slaves so they would not die. Vercingetorix's hopes were shot down as Caesar refused to let the women and children pass because, unlike someone we know, Brutus, he wanted to make sure that he completed the job and that he did it correctly. Caesar then sent back the group to Vercingetorix. However, Vercingetorix, with his diminishing food supply, could not let them back in. Therefore, the group of women, children, and wounded were left to starve to death. Finally, reinforcements had arrived just in time for Vercingetorix. After a few small battles, one of which involved both Mark Antony and Gaius Trebonius, the Gallic allies found the small outer portion of the wall that had not been finished. The allies then decided to distract Caesar while sending another group to penetrate the opening in the wall. Vercingetorix, seeing this effort from the fort, decided to also attack, forcing Caesar to battle on both fronts. The troops funneled through, and the final battle began. After copious amounts of bloodshed, Caesar realized the walls he had built were slowly crumbling around him, as was the morale of his soldiers. To lift their spirits, Caesar himself rode out into battle, with his majestic red cloak flowing behind him in the breeze. Seeing their leader in front of them rejuvenated the Roman soldiers, and they once again started fighting with the same vigor they had before. Caesar, after seeing his rivals take the defensive route, then decided to send some of his cavalry through a hole in the wall created by a river, and had them attack the Gauls and their allies from behind. Just as the Gauls had sandwiched Caesar, Caesar had sandwiched the Gauls. After a bloody battle, the Romans emerged victorious, thus ending the Gallic Wars. This win proved to the Roman people that Caesar was a capable leader with extremely admirable qualities. This newfound love secured Caesar's position as the Emperor of Rome.